Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
I'm here with Debbie Stier, who is Senior Vice President, Associate Publisher for HarperStudio, and also the Director of Digital Marketing for the entire HarperCollins. Thank you so much for joining us today. So Debbie, I have to tell you that I'm always impressed by your Twitter feeds and how you are on social media. Maybe you could let everybody know, and myself included, what your secret for success is.
God, I don't know if I am successful, but I would say that I am just as me as I am here with you and in the real world online. So if I'm wanting to talk about what I had for breakfast, I might talk about that. And if I want to talk about a book, I might talk about that. And if I want to respond to somebody who said something interesting, it's very much a reflection of who I am in the real world. So it's a mix of personal, professional, engagement, retweeting. It's just an amalgamation.
Is that, I've had a number of people come up to me who work for big publishers and say they're a little nervous about mixing the business with their personal life, but clearly that doesn't affect you.
No, I mean, I have the HarperStudio one, which I do keep for the most part professional, though on the iPhone, I sometimes by accident tweet out from the wrong account. But no, I do feel like that one is a reflection of me, which is both personal and professional. So that's what I like to read in somebody else's Twitter stream.
That makes sense. And I know that you recently launched Gary Vee's book, and it became a bestseller. I'd love to hear about what you found effective in your marketing campaign.
It was a really good riffing off of each other. He did a lot of stuff himself, and then I would take what he did and shout it out, whether it was to the people in-house or to the people on Twitter or to the people who are on our blog. A couple lessons I learned. One is there's very much this attitude of wait till the book's on sale before we do publicity, and we did not do that at all. Much earlier than what usually happens, we got the book up on Amazon, and frankly, we asked all the retailers to put the book up. Amazon did make an exception and put it up early for us. And so once that happened, I want to say it was at the beginning of the summer, he started doing publicity as if the book were on sale practically. And then just leading everyone to, at the early point, Amazon, and then once it became available on the other online retailers, we led them everywhere. So that was one of the lessons, that you don't have to wait until pub day to start. We did give out a ton of free copies, which I know, a lot of people have done. That's not a new technique, but he did ask, especially with the bloggers, to send in video reviews or to review on Amazon once it was, and he got a ton of those. And what else? He made deals with everybody. So, we might think of the obvious people to make deals with. He would see somebody with a t-shirt company and go, what kind of combination can we do? If, you give a t-shirt and I give my book, and we'll give a free, conference call for somebody who buys, 5 books and 5 t-shirts. If you look on crushitbook.com, there's all sorts of really creative ideas on there. What else can I think of? He did do not only a lot of online stuff, but a lot of real world stuff. He really used all the tools of the internet. He did the RSVP, so for instance, it wasn't just a signing, he would have a Facebook fan page for that event and have people RSVP for that event. So there was a viralness about it that you don't normally see.
And how do you measure success yourself when you're doing these kinds of campaigns?
Fun. And book
Fun
sales.
for you?
Fun for both of us, and which that was, and book sales. Here's another thing that he did that a lot of authors are not taking advantage of, and I call it supersizing. He Ustreamed all the time. And so if he was sitting there, Barnes & Noble wanted him to do signed tip-in sheets, he wouldn't just sign the thousands of copies. He would open up his laptop and go onto Ustream and live stream and have an assistant next to him reading the questions. So he was maximizing those couple hours. He had to sit there and sign them anyway. He did cute little things, like you put a code in one, whoever got the code got a free cruise for 2 or something. So I call it supersizing. He definitely maximized every opportunity.
And then I saw that you tweeted about that as well. So
exactly. Well, what happened was I saw and he did it through Facebook Connect, so it came up on my Facebook page, and I didn't realize that because I was typing to him, it was going on my Facebook page. So everyone who typed a question to him, it went on their if they signed in through Facebook Connect, and so then everybody who was friends with me saw, and it was this exponential. It had a real viral component to it.
It's great. Great. I'm curious, everybody's talking about the role of the publisher moving forward, particularly in the next 12, 24 months. And I was wondering whether you had any thoughts on how the publisher's role is going to be evolving.
Yeah, I wake up every day and I say, what is the value that I can bring? And if there comes a point where I'm not bringing value, then I feel like I should do something else. As far as I can tell right now, the big publishers, or any publisher really, hopefully we bring an editorial judgment and eye and curation. I do believe that the people at HarperStudio and the editors who work in the houses in general, not always, but in general, I do think that there's value there. Presumably we bring marketing value, one would hope. And my personal opinion is that it works best when it's a give and take between what the author's doing and what the publisher's doing, and there's not this defined line of, I've done this, now what are you going to do? That dynamic happens, unfortunately, often. And then we bring distribution, which is, it's a big thing, and most authors, I think, probably don't want to worry about that.
I heard a talk that you gave, I guess it was about a year ago, and you had some interesting thoughts on when you hire someone and what you look for, and it seemed as though the resume was at the bottom of the list.
Definitely. I mean, the first thing I do is anybody who I'm going to meet with, I Google them, and I see what they're writing on Twitter and Facebook, and hopefully they have a blog, and that to me is more interesting. It's just way more about them than, where they went to college and what their grade point average is or was, and, when they graduated. That's uninteresting to me. I do think that having a social media presence, whether it, whichever place you choose to do that, is valuable, so that you can have a community of people to connect with and talk about what you're working on. I have found value in that, and the people who work for me who have that, I have found value in them having that. And then, HTML skills and just computer skills, how to build a website, how to put the Twitter button on there, how to maximize a Facebook fan page. And it really, to me, is valuable whether you're in editorial or whether you're in publicity or certainly marketing. Publicity and marketing, no question. But I see value in it pretty much from almost any position in the company.
So this is actually good advice for people in the industry now who are looking to stay relevant?
I think so, absolutely. So God forbid if something happens, you get to take your social equity with you, and you've got people that you can communicate with and say, what, I just lost my job, I'm looking for freelance editorial work or whatever.
Right. Any other thoughts for the future of the industry, or how you can, what advice you have for others in staying relevant and move?
I would say, look around outside of the industry and see which industries are having success and what they're doing. I mean, I find a lot of value in looking, whether it's at real estate or in music or certainly technology, and I feel like publishing doesn't do enough of that. They keep talking about these legacy issues, and it's very amongst ourselves, and it's, let's look outside of ourselves and let's see how such and such an industry that was disrupted by technology, how did they handle it? I thought to myself the other day, I saw MapQuest is maybe up for sale because they were disrupted by Google Maps, and I thought, wow, that's an industry I didn't really even consider what that could be, and then it goes on beyond that to the navigation systems. That system was disrupted by Google Maps, and now the Google phones that have that all on there, and it got me thinking. I think it's valuable to look outside of your industry. I don't think that we do that enough.
Right, that's great. Well, many thanks for speaking with us today. I hope to speak with you again soon.
Anytime.